to van versus RV, van, RV, van, RV, what are you gonna do? When I tell people that I want to move into a van or that I'm going to move into a van, most of them are just like, why didn't you just get an RV? And well, because for starters, size. I would say if you have a family or even if you just enjoy having a lot of space, then an RV might be the way to go for you. I'm a person who enjoys keeping things very minimal, very basic, and even though I did get the extended version of my van, so it is kind of big, it's still not as big as an RV, and I definitely didn't want to drive something that big around. It just seemed kind of, for me, it was just, I felt like I would feel like I would be driving a boat. It was just a personal choice. I liked the idea of having something smaller, more compact, and I don't have a lot of belongings to begin with, so a van, as far as size goes, just seemed a lot better for me. It made more sense. When it comes to pricing, RVs tend to be more expensive than vans as far as like the overall cost to buy them. It kind of depends on what kind of RV you're getting, what kind of van you're getting, because I mean, it depends. If you're getting like a super decked out, really nice van, then maybe that could cost more than like a used RV. It just depends. However, overall, vans are probably going to be on the lower end of the spectrum as far as price goes when it comes to comparing them to RVs. That's just is what it is. Not even just the overall price of purchasing the vehicle. As far as like entrance fees or where you stay like overnight, a lot of times for RVs, those fees are way more expensive than they would be if you just had a regular everyday van. In a van, you're pretty much going to have the same luxuries and conveniences, maybe a little bit different, but I would rather make that sacrifice and save a little bit of money so that way I could use that to facilitate my travels rather than spend it on like an expensive entrance fee or campground fee because I have an RV. Another reason that I chose a van was for stealth camping, and it doesn't matter if you have a van, an RV, a car, a freaking tractor. It does not matter what you are driving or if you are driving anything at all. You can always stay on BLM land, which is just land that we can all camp on for free. There's just a lot more options as far as stealth camping or urban camping when you have a van versus when you have an RV, because there's some states that are more, you know, strict about it. If you have an RV, like you see an RV and you're like, okay, like someone lives there, or you need there's like designated places to park RVs. And in some states, RV parks can be pretty pricey, and as far as my lifestyle goes, that wasn't really what I was looking for. I didn't really want to pay rent in an apartment, which is partially why I had landed on the whole living in a car aspect. I didn't really agree with the idea of paying basically rent when you stay at an RV park. So that was definitely another selling point for getting a van. I'm not a mechanic. I don't know the mechanics of RVs or the mechanics of vans even. However, just based on a completely outsider perspective, it seems like vans might be a little cheaper and maybe a little bit less technical, so meaning like kind of a little easier to maintain and upkeep. I could be wrong. As I said, I'm not a mechanic. I don't know anything about the mechanics of either vehicle, but complete outsider perspective, that's what it seems like. Seems like for a beginner, if I'm getting a vehicle that I'm gonna live in that could potentially have some issues down the line, I wanna go with the smarter option, and for me, that would probably be a van. I also wanted to be able to custom make my layout and the design, and that way I could specifically like have things made specifically to cater what I wanted and what I was going to get the most use out of, and I just wanted to be able to play with that. I wanted to mold the inside of the van the way that I wanted to, and yeah, sure, you can custom make RVs, but as far as money goes, it just seemed like the better option. Again, that's just for my situation. If you have tons and tons of money to spend on getting an RV and custom making it, then by all means, get you an RV, enjoy. Like, they are pretty awesome, but just for me, my lifestyle, the things that I wanted to accomplish by getting this vehicle, a van for me was the way to go. And that's not to say that vans are any better than RVs. It really just depends on what you personally want to do with this vehicle and what kind of space you feel comfortable living in. So it really just comes down to personal preference, and that's pretty much it. That's why I chose a van. It was mainly because of the size, the overall cost, and upkeep seemed like it would be cheaper. I could more feasibly custom make the interior, and stealth camping wouldn't be as big of an issue. It is so windy. Hey, what are you doing? You're so weird. So weird.